The second bill that we're here for is a bill that both Senator Nesselbush and I, and on the House side, Representative Diaz, Representative Williams have worked on over several years. And it's appalling and unconscionable that we're still here trying to push the same bill. And this is the driving bill. It's known as the Safe Roads Driving Bill. And this is my license. I pay taxes in Rhode Island. I have a bank account in Rhode Island. I have vehicles registered in Rhode Island. I can drive to the State House. Today I was doing work in Westerly, so I can move back and forth quite freely. If I have a doctor's appointment at a certain time, I can leave within 15 minutes to get to the doctor, assuming that's how long it takes. I'm appalled that we've been doing this for a while, and I don't know, a lot of you can't see it, but here's a sample of a new driving license. This driving license was passed April 18, 2018 in the state of Colorado. This license and the bill that supported this license comes from the bill that we've sponsored here. It's almost verbatim. There's one difference. In our bill, it says you would have to have paid 2 previous years of taxes in the state of Rhode Island and have a certificate from the state tax administrator proving that you paid taxes. In this bill, it states that you have to attach your tax returns when you apply. Have to have a bank account, have to prove that you're a resident within the state by showing an electric bill, a utility bill, one of the 3 or 4 items listed here. I'm appalled also to the fact that this community that we're arguing for has helped our economy. They've helped our economy by paying taxes, but yet they're subjected to be subservient and not have the ability to drive. Now, I was at the hearing on the DACA bill yesterday in Senate Judiciary, and I heard the same rhetoric from a couple of people that say they represent the masses. Well, I don't think they do, because it's the same people that came up and say the same old nonsense. So I'm going to read you a couple of excerpts from what took place in Colorado. As I said, on Wednesday, April 18, Colorado House voted in favor of, they call it the Eligibility Colorado Road and Community Safety Act, which expands access to driver's license for undocumented residents. It goes on to say, and I'm not going to read verbatim, a lot of people and organizations that don't always see eye to eye on things came together to support the bill. Healthcare leaders and civil rights organizations that have cared about this issue for a long time, but also folks like ranchers, dairy farmers, who want their employees to reach their job sites without fear of detention or deportation and not being stopped for driving without a license. So we're not Colorado. We don't have a lot of dairy farmers. We do have some ranchers. But think of all the construction industries, the hotel service workers that we have, the people that work in schools, that have a problem getting back and forth. I know in my district, I see people riding bikes in the winter to get to jobs. We also know of one that I'm aware of that was struck by a vehicle and was killed trying to get to work. So I don't think it's fair. So let me continue. A person who is not lawfully present in the United States may obtain a driver's license or identification card if certain requirements are met. And this is in the Colorado bill, which I just explained. Also, helping the General Assembly in Colorado was the Center for Health Progress. And what they did is they did a scientific paper, which they call the I Drive Colorado Act. And their report shows evidence that about 40% of what contributes to a community's health and social and economic factors come from the issuance of these licenses. But another 30% are for healthy behaviors like eating healthy food and exercise. We know the challenges in transportation can result in delayed care or no care that may force many to use emergency rooms and put off preventive care. When you use an emergency room, it drives up our cost. It drives up the cost to the state. I have more to say, but I'm going to hold off the remainder of it, and a lot is more in depth than what I'm saying here for the committee hearing, which was posted for yesterday, but due to the fact that the press conference was held today, I asked that the bill be pulled and be heard within 2 weeks due to the fact that tomorrow I'll be out having some shoulder surgery on a rotator cuff. But with that, the rhetoric is so negative at a national level, and here by a few people in Rhode Island, that believe this is a great example of how to initiate and we can protect immigrants no matter their status and show them we want to create a community of inclusiveness for all people. Now, we had a meeting, myself, some of the legislators in Pawtucket with students that are in the Dreamers program, and the governor was there. And I mentioned this yesterday, and somebody said, well, you had to wait until the governor was there to introduce the bill. That's not the case. We introduced this driving bill for years. It's been probably 4 or 5 years that I've sponsored it. So the governor was on board. I can tell you at the hearings, both House and Senate, that the Department of Transportation will be on board, and also the Rhode Island State Police will be on board. And this year, based on the effort of myself and Senator Nesselbush, Consada, and Senator Kano, who just started, I presently have 18 senators that signed up in favor of this bill. This is the first time this happened, that 18 are there. I know we need a couple more to have an overwhelming majority, but I am going to leave that to a couple of my counterparts who've worked on this bill with me in the past. And also I see some union people here that have the same problem with their people moving around and getting to work. And I know that they can help, and the AFL-CIO can help, the ministries can help, and that's what we need. This is what came to create and move the Colorado bill. There was a group of people. It wasn't just the same people, the same rhetoric that we hear there. There were new faces that came in. And I had guaranteed the chairwoman of the Senate Finance Committee that there will be a large showing when the hearing is there. But I also guaranteed her that the testimony would not last late into the night. We would have some specific people talking about specific problems that would help and why we need the bill. So with that, I am going to, at this point, defer to my counterpart who's really helped me on the Senate side in coordinating stuff and getting some language in the bill. And this bill was worked with 40 people that Gaspar Espinoza helped out with at a committee that he fought strongly because there was opposition on a lot of factors in the bill, but we went out, and as you can see, I said 18 people have signed up. So with that, before I get to Representative Diaz, I'm going to ask Senator Nesselbush to speak.